Welcome to this week's HACCP Mentor Review. I'm Amanda Evans, and this week we are going to look at the safety of your raw materials, recording critical limits correctly, and food import and export requirements. We'll also do a wrap-up of this week's food recalls and food poisoning outbreaks. So let's get into our food poisoning outbreaks for the week. The big outbreak of note this week comes out of Germany, where more than 11,000 students have been subjected to food poisoning across 500 different learning institutions and daycare centres. Students were reported to suffer from a common norovirus symptoms such as diarrhoea, vomiting and stomach pain. A significant proportion of patients tested have been found to be positive for norovirus. However, other bacterial toxins and pathogens have not been ruled out at this stage. The Robert Koch Institute have reported a very strong epidemiological link with frozen strawberries used in the production of strawberry dishes that were consumed by those who were reported as ill. Our recalls this week continues to be a fallout and knock-on effect of the Sunland peanut product recall reported last week. Sunland has further recalled more of its peanut butter products due to the potential for salmonella contamination, with another 139 products being added to the recall list. We continue to see more precautionary recalls based off this Sunland salmonella product recall, with Starbucks brand Protein Bistro box being recalled by Gretchen Shoebox Express as it contains a pouch of Justin's brand honey peanut butter blend. Zwan Confections voluntary recalling 13 of its gourmet product peanut butter chocolate products. The organic mini peanut butter sandwich crackers recalled from late July snacks, and Fairy Tale brownies are recalling peanut butter brownies and cookies. It's also been a very busy week for Whole Foods Market located in the US after initiating several recalls across many of their retail outlets. These included chicken spring rolls and peanut sesame noodles recalled in their store in Kirby, Houston, Texas, due to possible salmonella contamination in the peanuts used as an ingredient in the finished product. Whole Foods Market also announced that it was recalling ricotta salata sold in stores across 21 states. We actually reported on this recall last week, and it follows a recall by Forever Cheese. In addition to these two recalls, the Whole Foods Market kitchen soup, labelled as roasted garlic and eggplant soup, was recalled after the discovery that the wrong product had been packed into the wrong packaging. The product was in fact lobster bisque, which caused an alert around allergens of milk and more risky shellfish allergen. Some of the other recalls reported this week through www.foodproductrecalls.com included chocolate peanut butter cup gelato and salmonella, marinated herring in wine sauce due to undeclared milk allergen, Stefano Foods recalling approximately 3,744 pounds of chicken costilla product because of misbranding and undeclared allergens. From Australia, Woolworths almond kernels were recalled due to salmonella contamination, and Listeria monocytogenes in aged white cheddar popcorn from Popcorn, Indiana out of Canada, which then also had a knock-on effect to Dale and Thomas popcorn. Kenny's Kenny's Farmhouse Cheese is recalling brands of Blue Tommy and Brie cheese due to Listeria monocytogenes, and Annabelle Caramel Oaty Chewy bars recalled due to the possible insect contamination. These products are being sold in the UK through Tesco and the Disney stores. In our final recall for this week relates to Beercent dried rud, discovered by New York State Department of Agriculture and Markets food inspectors during a routine inspection. Subsequent analysis of the product confirmed the fish had not been properly eviscerated prior to processing. Due to this process fail, the product was recalled as it may have been contaminated with Clostridium botulinum spores. Okay, on to other news. There's a new recall reporting web tool that's gone live in New Zealand for food manufactured located in New Zealand or food businesses that may export to New Zealand. It is intended to centralise recall information and eliminate the need for multiple paper-based forms currently used to notify recall. For research into food import and export, if you're a food exporter or food importer, it pays to do a little bit of research before you start the process. The diligence is on your food business to make sure that you check the biosecurity and imported food requirements of your trading country. Failure to comply with the relevant laws will at best delay clearance in these countries, but more likely end up in the destruction and reshipping of goods at your expense. In my audits this week, I seem to have run into identifying CCP monitoring records that don't actually record the critical limits actually identified. By this I mean what the company have documented as a critical limit in the HACCP plans is not reflected in the CCP monitoring records. It may be that, say, 3 critical limits were initially identified and documented for a particular CCP, but the CCP monitoring form only records one of those limits. So based on that, our action of the week is to go and check all of the critical limits you have documented in your HACCP plans and to check that they're actually being recorded on the relevant CCP monitoring form. On the topic of Sunland peanut salmonella recall and the number of food companies that have issued recalls on their own products this week, the importance of supplier review has been placed under spotlight. I've previously written a post on approved supplier review that will give you some guidance on the information you should be seeking from your supplier. In addition to this post, your business may consider increasing your raw material monitoring program by undertaking your own micro-testing on raw materials. Anyway, that wraps up this week. Thanks for watching and listening. I'm Amanda Evans, and I will talk to you next week.